All right, guys, so we've got some pretty big news in the world of Supercross. So 2023 Oakland, this is the track we have here. We're going to do the video the same as we did the last one, where I built the track really, really fast and then tested it out for the first time to see if it even worked. And I'm going to say right away that this track didn't seem as if it would be that difficult, but it actually was it took me a while, right? It did, to make it the right way. So at the not the very end, but about the halfway point, we do have the finished track, the much better track, the one that works pretty good, but really cool design. And the first thing I want to say is that, so Supercross has been postponed. You probably have heard about it. You're probably seeing this video on Thursday, and they made the announcement on Wednesday, I believe. And it's postponed to February 18, I believe. And if you bought tickets, they're going to honor those tickets, so no big deal. But what I was curious about, I don't live in Oakland, right? I don't live in California, so I don't know what the weather is like. I did hear it's pretty bad, thunderstorms, flooding, whatever. So the rain, the weather, it must be really, 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 really bad for them to postpone it this early, right? I mean, Supercross, motocross, they'll race in the rain, the mud, the slop, all that stuff. So it must be really, really bad. If you live in Oakland or in the area, put it in the comments. I'd be really curious to see, share with us how bad it really is, because I'm just assuming it must not be good for them to postpone it. I mean, I can't even think of a Supercross race being postponed because of weather. I mean, it probably has happened. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments, but yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Was going to save this video for the week of the 18th in February, but I already had it done and I just didn't have a different video planned. So this is basically what the track could be like. Now, I do want to talk about last week's track, because Anaheim 1, we did pretty good. I feel like the build that I made was pretty accurate. I mean, that first rhythm section, they'd step on, step off, triple quad, or triple if you don't count a table as a double. They did, that's how we had it. I had it in the game. The second rhythm section, they went like triple all the way through. I had a quad, but I said I don't think they will quad, which they didn't. And then the rest of the track was pretty similar. So I feel like we did a pretty good job at making it. So this is a way they could take the track. Not this way, because this is the track we just built super fast without ever testing it to see if it works. That's what I've been doing. Thanks for you guys leaving your comments and opinions on how you want the video to be done. I did see some live commentary stuff, so probably will do a live commentary if I don't feel like the track is going to be extremely difficult to build. You know, it took me a while to get this one to work, but this one I just felt like, since I was having so much trouble with it, it would work better to do it the same way we did the first one. But this track doesn't really work that well. I know this isn't the very first lap I did on it, but I didn't change anything with the track. Track is the same. I just had a couple laps on it to try and figure it out. And the Supercross triple, I know we went past it, but that thing is way too big. It's way too big, very difficult to get. And so yeah, the track, in my opinion, didn't turn out as good as Anaheim's fast build, never trying the track, turned out. This one way worse. Not happy with this one whatsoever. But I am very, very, very happy with the final version we did build, because I feel like it came out really, really good. And this is it. If you look at the top-down view of the track map and compare it to what I have here, it looks very, 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 very similar. The part of the track that I had trouble with was the bottom by home plate. That, I was trying to make it curve and not be straight that way, but the more I looked at the map, it was straight. They had a slight bend and then 4 jumps and then a bend. So it came out almost identical to the way the map is. So here we have a short race on Oakland 2023, and we're using Ken Roczen on the progressive Suzuki. Pretty sweet. Now, I do want to say real quick before we talk about the track, the Suzuki, it just kind of sucks in the game. It really does. I mean, we know when we do the bike test that the Suzuki is the worst bike, but it just, you know, if it worked with the Yamaha, with Tomac in the track editor, it barely works with the Suzuki for me. If you're a great player, probably not a problem, but since I'm not the best player, I struggled to get over some of this stuff on the Suzuki. So whatever, but we use Ken Roczen. So the track, I did change the dragons back here. If you put a whoop at the beginning of it, it works a lot better. We have 2 whoop sections with the medium whoops. So if you're not good at whoops, this could be a tough track. A triple on, step off, triple quad. Now this section actually turned out really good. That second table though it's really flat, so it can be tough to get any lift off of it, but it does work and came out pretty good. Almost ran out of room actually. And then for the wall, this is the actual wall piece, but I kind of wish I would have put something different there, but whatever. Now for this first triple double off the first turn, that is the big whoop, and if you hit it, you have to go pretty far outside, but you can hit it just right. And then this section, I could see them, I doubt they go quad, I doubt they go triple quad triple. I'm not really sure what they'll do, but the reason I had it that way is because if I didn't do that, it comes out weird for that double double and then the double before the Supercross triple. So that first or second, you know, first main rhythm section, I think could be interesting to see what they do, because I have it separated kind of to where it's a long rhythm section with 2 doubles and then a double before the Supercross triple. The way it is on the track, it just kind of is that whole section just kind of flows as one really big rhythm section up to the Supercross triple. So I found that quite unique and kind of a cool design. And it's just unfortunate that I couldn't make it work that way in the game, right? But it's a really cool design, and I'm really curious to see how they do on that the 18th of February. So yeah, if you have tickets, I don't know. They did say that if you bought tickets, they'll be honoring the tickets for that race, so don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. Now for this thing, they probably do like a double triple. Probably don't triple in, but for me, it was more fun to triple in. I'm just really not sure what they're going to do here. And I also have no idea who's going to win this race. I said Tomac. Obviously, you don't bet against that guy. He's a beast. But I thought Anderson would do better. Chase did pretty good. Roczen, I thought, could do a bit better. He kind of faded. I mean, he still did good, but I thought he would do a bit better. Coop, Webb surprised me. I'm really glad to see him doing well again. I think he could definitely get a win based off of his first performance, but I watched Race Day Live back. I didn't see it live, but I did watch it back, and I was really surprised at how many people didn't pick Tomac to do that well. I mean, why? He won Supercross, he won Motocross. I mean, why would you bet against Tomac? I mean, I know there's plenty of other riders that can definitely get a win. I mean, Malcolm looked great. I felt like he was so close to getting that win. I mean, he was losing. The gap was getting a bit shorter to him. I believe it was Chase that was running him down, but I still felt like he had a chance. It's unfortunate. And then the Forkner accident, that's a huge bummer. I mean, it was a great night of racing. It was crazy, but I don't know. I think this track, you know, mudders can be really fun, but if I have to choose, I prefer to see them race on a dry track or something like Anaheim. You know, it sounded like the flooding and the weather would have made this track. I saw someone saying Soakland. I mean, it would have been 2023 Soakland, basically. And, you know, it would have been, it could have been interesting, but, man, I mean, you might have had to get jet skis instead of dirt bikes. So, yeah, if you live in Oakland, let us know how bad it really is. I'd be really curious to see, just because it's so weird. I mean, I know we already said it, but they just don't really postpone or cancel Supercross races. So, just can't really, I mean, where I live, I get a bunch of rain, but I can't really imagine how bad it is. So, yeah. Also, if you're in Supercross fantasy leagues or whatever, did your picks do well? Did the riders you thought would do well or not? I mean, another rider for the 250 class that I'm a big fan of is Cameron McAdoo. He's kind of a local guy. I've raced in the same races as him before, not in the same class. They split the class. He was like in an open outlaw 250A, and I was racing 250B and open non-pro, but still kind of cool. And so I always kind of root for McAdoo to do well, and I thought he did good. Too bad he had to fade, but still did well. So let me know in the comments, again, with your picks, what do you think about the track, and if you live in the Oakland area, what the weather is like, and we'll go from there. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.